What?
I was just slapping myself in the face.
Welcome to the exposure. Welcome to the Exposure Control Podcast.
Hello and welcome to a special episode of the Exposure Control Podcast. My name is Lisman. And with us today is Good Deed from the Exposure Control blog. Ian, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. It's good. We're here, but we're not here. It's a special episode. It's exciting.
Very exciting. Also with us is our, kind of becoming regular host, Stu, also from the Exposure Control blog. Stu, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. Well, today we're doing a special on Google+. We promise we do this. We deliver on our promises at the Exposure Control Podcast.
At least most of the time.
Most of the time. We're recording video and audio today. How exciting! I can't sense the excitement, guys. It's Well, anyway, so we're going to do a little review here and show you around Google+. So let's jump right in to what we have. Cue the train wreck. So yeah, we have Google+, the new social networking site from Google, if you didn't guess that already. Currently it's invite only. If you're not cool enough to have an invite, then you're probably not on it.
Alternatively, you can beg, borrow and steal to find one, like we did.
Yes, well, that does work. We basically, the great and the good got invited first, then their friends got invites from the great and the good, and then their friends got invites, and about 50 places down the line we got invites. So, yeah, we're on Google+. I don't know how many people are on it, quite a few I imagine. But before we get too far into this, let's talk about our initial impressions. Stu, what were your initial impressions of it when you signed up?
I thought it was really clean, just really, it seems to have everything that everyone wants there without having to look for it, really.
Okay.
Sorry, give me a sec.
Don't die on us. How about yourself, Ian?
Yeah, but then the cough for some reason. Anyway, although I've not really used it that much, it seems to have all the good things from all the other social networking sites, really. So, it's got that going for it.
What about yourself, Ian? What were your first impressions when you got that unbelievably nice invite to Google+?
I was quite impressed. I took a quick look around it. I realised I was all on my own, so then I started sending out invites frantically. But I was quite liked it. You know, it's got a few nice functions, a couple of little extra things that other websites don't. The thing that's lacking is people, sadly.
Which we'll come to at the end. But, well, I mean, my first impression was the same. Clean, tidy. In fact, I think my first post was actually, this looks really clean and nice. So, the main thing Google Plus has pushed was some of the new features it has that its rivals don't have, like Facebook. So, why don't we jump straight into that? One of the biggest ones that was always been talked about was the circles. I'm looking at my main page. If you're watching this on the video podcast or on YouTube, then you can see the main page. If you can't, if you're listening to audio, then you can't see it, but I'm looking at the main page, trust me. On the left hand side, we've got friends, family, acquaintances, following, and ECPodcast people. Basically, you have circles, you put people in those circles. You can then, on your stream of news and updates, etc., choose which people you want to look at a particular time. When you post something, like I could put a new status saying, "Hi Ian, and hi Stu, go ECPodcast." I can send that to only friends, or I could send it to only ECPodcast people. and share. Now you guys should, by the magic of the internet, find it on your page.
And it does miraculously quickly as well.
It does. It's quick. Now, that can only be seen by people in the ECPodcast people circle. Now, if you look at the circles page, on the top bar, they've got circles up here. Now, this is where it gets a bit complicated to explain, but it's genius all the same. Basically, you see your circles here, and you can add people to different circles. Now, what did we say the following were? People, how would you describe following as a group?
Well, technically, I'd do it as someone who you expect to have a lot of material. Like I would say, hi. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, here we go. I just highlighted it. It says, people you don't know personally, but whose posts you find interesting.
Yeah, that sums it up.
For me, I've got a lot of podcasting people on it that I know through what I listen to. So, for example, I was just showing Ian a video about this. Scott Johnson's there. I've got his page. Acquaintances. A good place to stick people you've met but aren't particularly close to. Makes sense. Family is obvious and friends is obvious. So, the beauty of a circle is I could go and add Ian to my Google Plus and to one of my circles. Let's say I added him to people I don't particularly like circle.
Great.
He gets an email saying Paul has added you to one of his circles, and that's it. He doesn't tell you what circle he's been added to, which means I can make jokes about him all I want. And in fact, Ian has, in Drunken Madness, made his very own unique circle.
I did. My Friday nights aren't filled with parties or excitement, but they are filled with. I created my own little circle here called Circle of Life, and I went through Google Plus and added, I think, every single person called Simba that's currently registered for the service, and that's how I amuse myself on a Friday night.
So, circles, fun. What else have we got? Hangout session. Right. Let's see if this works.
Every time you say hangout, I think of hangover, and I think it's going to be some sort of disaster.
This is you getting drunk again, you see. Yay, we're famous. Oh, while we're here, actually, I get a notification here. I love this bit, by the way. Click on notifications. I got one notification saying that Ian Deed and Stuart have commented on your post even. I click on that, and it comes up in the same little notification box what they've said, and I can add a comment there rather than having to go on the actual page. You can see that in the video, but if it doesn't make sense, then sorry. But it's just awesome. I think it's such a good thing. Right, Hangout. Somebody else starting Hangout, or should I?
I'll start a hangout, I think.
Okay, you start Hangout. Let's hang out at Ian's place. Yeah.
Of course, you're the one doing the videos. That's kind of, yeah. But okay. So, what I do here is I click Start Hangout. It gives me a little window saying, check your hair and make sure your mic works. Okay. My hair and mic are both lovely. And no one is here right now. I'm hanging out by myself.
Well, do you know what I'm going to do? Live on air, I'm going to turn a light on because you won't be able to see me. There we go. And, Ian Deed is hanging out. Let's join. So, this opens up another window. I'll drag that window in. I'm going to check my hair. Not looking too good, but I'll have to do.
And, let's join my hangout. I think. Oh, two people. Hey, there's and Stuart.
No, I'm going to mute my microphone because, well, actually, we'll have on. You guys can't hear double of me, can you?
No.
Nope.
Good. Awesome. See, I can click on Ian and his lovely mug comes and fills the whole page. I can click on myself and my ugly mug. Thumbs up. I just feel my hair's gone all funky. It's a good look. Stuart Lofthouse has joined the hangout. There we go.
Hello, Stu.
I've got network problems, but I'll try and stay along as I can.
No webcam, no?
I've not got a webcam and I can't see your webcams if you've got them on.
Oh. Ian, show this wonderful YouTube feature.
This I quite liked. I thought we could have... I can see myself having quite a lot of fun with this. So you click YouTube down here, and eventually if it loads... I should also note that I'm using this on Ubuntu, and it works quite nicely. I've not had any problems with it whatsoever.
Really? That's brilliant, actually.
Yeah. Here we are. I should be hopefully showing you a YouTube video of a man and his gun. It's a very big gun. Do you think it's compensating for something?
Probably.
Yes.
And boom. Yeah. You can share YouTube videos, which is really cool. And you can then search for other videos, etc. The only thing I don't like about it is that the YouTube interface isn't as good as it could be. It'd be nice if they actually didn't have this sort of video as their interface, like you could actually just search properly like you can on normal YouTube.
Yeah, and I don't know about yours. Is yours displaying in a sort of weird rectangular shaped box as well?
Yes, it is.
That's kind of strange because it takes up... The actual video is only this tiny little thing in the middle.
Exactly, so...
Strange box.
But on the whole, it's good. I like it. Oh, whoops. So, and it's also got chat, which is very, very chatty, self-explanatory. And this is obviously a competitor for Skype, of which we're using currently, right just now. We were discussing this earlier, though. Oh, I love art. We were discussing this earlier, though, weren't we, Ian? That it doesn't really seem to work so well.
Yeah,
because it's browser-based.
It's not as smooth as you'd like it to be. I think I'm assuming it's using Flash. It must be.
It must be.
Yeah. And I've never seen anything in Flash that does quite run perfectly smooth, to be honest. And this is no exception. It's kind of... It does the Facebook thing where it kind of jumps all over the place and boxes come on top of boxes which you can't quite click unless you move your windows about and things like that, and it just kind of... I don't know.
For those not in the know, this is actually Google Talk. So, Google's slightly failed... there we go. Ian is watching YouTube. Would you like to switch to YouTube? Switch to YouTube.
Yeah.
So there you go. So that's Hangout. Worth trying out. What else have we got here? The chat feature is very, very similar to Facebook. It's also the same as Google Chat. They've got their own emoticons, which is cool. The love heart one, which we've already seen, which I quite like. I love how they do the actual symbol and then they turn into the face. That is quite cool.
Oh, I never saw that one before. That's quite cool. Of course, what's quite nice about this chat system as well is it does go across to Gmail and Google Documents and everything like that as well. So no matter where you are, it will still come across with you.
Exactly. So if you look at the top of the screen just now, you've got Gmail, Calendar, Documents, etc., etc. I can click on Gmail. I'm not going to because you're not going to see my emails. I can click on Gmail and then everybody can see. Everybody can see. I can see whoever I was chatting to before and still talk away to them. Basically, you can do a lot of things all in one window.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of negative things about that as well, but a few, I should say.
What negative things?
Well, it's not really about the fact it's everything under one window. It's the fact that if something goes wrong with your account, then you lose everything. That's the only negative thing about it I can find so far.
Yeah, that is true, but I mean,